Welsh word, which means shining brow. So along that same line, he would say, if you're building on a hill, you never want to build on top of it, because then you ruin the hill. Rather, you want to build 3/4 of the way up, and that the building and the hill should be happier for each other. First buildings that was constructed in that first winter that they were here. So having that whole full ceiling allow that natural light in, they were really able to utilize the sunlight during the daytime and also diffuse it. So you get this really nice diffused light that was easy for them to work in. If we look here at the walls, these are what Wright would call his desert rubble masonry walls. And these were constructed by the apprentices using slip form molds. So they would build a mold out of wood and then take quartzite from the site, lay it into the mold, and then make a mixture of concrete, desert sand, and water. And so they were always dealing with dust coming through. Also, desert critters would come through, little scorpions and yellow quail. And so calling it music for the eye. And so he would say when you use repetition, you get a certain kind of tempo and rhythm in the building. You get this repetition of three, with the 3 ventilation windows that are up there at the top. More recently, out of the side of the vault, this little cactus has grown. And he's just so cute. Wright would call the geometry of the desert fractured geometry, saying that there was no true straight line or angle, but that everything was broken apart. And we see him mimicking those same kinds of lines and angles in the building itself, where there's no 2 walls built at the same angle. He also has parts of it almost running into other parts of it as well. And then he uses the building to take our eye back up to nature as he frames the mountain, like we can see him doing with Maricopa Hill here, and continues descending lines and angles from the hill into the building itself as well. So you have an integration of building and landscape. He would say you never want to build on the land. Those were used as offices for William Wesley Peters, who was Frank Lloyd Wright's son-in-law and also one of his main apprentices. Apprentices were not just learning about architecture and design, but that they were also learning how to interact and engage with clients. And so in addition to studying with Wright, they were also encouraged to write poetry, and where he would say he believed in God, but he called it nature.
Is it true that
They built 350 feet, no water. Learning. I know. His paint colors. So this is called Mojave Red. When they come into this space, they don't use any kind of set other than the curtains, and just utilizing those kind of dynamics to let the audience know, oh, the scene has changed, or they're in a new location. It's also interesting to talk to the performers, because they say how a lot of the work is already done for them. They don't have to fight to get the audience on their side. They get to start off together. Any questions about this space? So Wright loved performing arts, so he has 2 theaters here at Taliesin West. There's this one here, and then the second one that we're going to go into, which is called the Cabaret. And we're just going to head down these stairs here and then out. Surface for the sound to bounce off of, meaning that there's no echo. He's also designed it like a megaphone, so it's narrower here in the front, and then it widens out as you go back, helping the sound to travel. And I'm on what's called a soundboard, which is a hollow stage about 18 inches off the ground, which means that I can start to drop my volume, and you can still hear. And I can even whisper, and you can still hear. So I want to say thank you all so much for coming to Taliesin West today, and I hope that the beauty you all experience continues to increase. If any of you have any further questions, I'll be in here. Otherwise, thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.